There are certain new guidelines from the Department of Public Health and Social Services that have been put out in order for us to kind of adhere to their advice and also still enjoy the new freedoms that we have under PCOR 2. So we wanted to bring Francis from Public Health up. Good morning, Francis.
Hi, Francis.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Sabrina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to everyone and to all of you listening to KUM Isla 94. Good morning.
That's it, Francis. So we wanted to bring you on just to talk about, as we have some new and gradual reopenings around the island, from shopping centers to, the mall was open, hair salons and stuff. I know that you guys put out some guidance for both the businesses and the customers, and we kind of wanted to go over those things with you, Francis, if we could.
Oh, yes, that would be great. Yes, Chris, yes. So, yes, the Executive Order 2020-14 PCOR 2 on Sunday, May 10, was provided by our governor, and that the following have been open: our floral shop, professional services, real estate sales, automotive sales, shopping centers, our malls. Woo, that's great. Hair and nail salons, everybody now could have a haircut. Restaurants for takeout only, and elective medical and dental treatment are now open. So with all of that, they should be able to provide and submit to public health on policies that would, first they should have what are their plans on how to observe social distancing, meaning how each and every of these establishment should be maintaining 6 feet apart. So if it were tables should be properly arranged, and then policies on hand washing and the routine cleaning of those surfaces, those areas that need to be cleaned and disinfected. All of those policies should be provided to public health and uploaded or submitted to us. Things like that.
Francis,
and then,
is there let's say, for example, I'm reopening and I'm a business. Is there guidelines on how often I need to disinfect the business and the setting of the store or whatnot?
Oh yes, Chris. The guidelines on that is that they should be able to provide information on how often, and that is if at least for every hour that they should be able to provide the cleaning and disinfecting of those frequently touched surfaces.
I see.
And they should provide a schedule, a listing of people who would be doing it, things like that, a checklist.
Nice.
Just to show that there are people doing it and the frequency and how often that they will be cleaning and disinfecting these contact surfaces, contact surfaces that keep being constantly touched, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know when I go to like Payless, before you get to check out, they always like wipe down the conveyor belt. Do you ever see that? Yeah, right? That's pretty good stuff there.
Oh, yes. Actually, I think if I have not mistaken, in all those times that they do my groceries, yes, they always clean. And it's just really nice. And I'm really glad that all of our businesses are following this because we're all onto this.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think some businesses are going above and beyond, too, before this guidance came out. We had, Payless, for example, and other stores, they're spraying down the shopping carts, spraying down the handles.
Oh, yeah.
Spraying down the conveyor belt, observing the social distancing. I mean, so many of these businesses have
the tape down.
Yeah, they spent money on these cool stickers that show you where the hell you got to line up.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
Yeah, and then now I went yesterday to a hardware store, and they're spraying your hands before you can go in. They got a little guy with a spray bottle. And it's like they give you and you spray. And then I guess presumably the idea is that you got clean hands. Let me go touch everything now. I mean, you shouldn't do that, but I don't. That's the kind of stuff that goes through my head.
Well, even the stores that they have the sinks outside, like a lot of mom and pop stores have done that.
So yeah, we definitely see the businesses. For the most part, be vigilant, guys. Keep an eye on these businesses, because Francis, on the enforcement side, how are you guys going to handle? Because you put out these guidelines, but how do you know if the businesses are going to be doing them? Are you relying on the customers maybe to snitch it out?
That's a good question, Chris. And so far, what is being what we know is that these policies should be in place and before they open, and they should provide us a copy of their plan for this purpose. And for purposes, if you think anyone in the community out there think that this has not been observed, please do not hesitate to call the Joint Information Center 478-0208 until 10. So 472-0209 or 472-0210. So if you think they're not following this and their plans, even if they had submitted to us, and it's not being followed, please do not hesitate to call this number so that we will be reminding them and informing them again of these policies that they should follow.
Mm-hmm. What about in instances where you see like hundreds of people at the beach, and obviously, you know, it's supposed to be, I think the governor said that for individual use, but you still see like a lot of people. I know that at 10, right? 10 is a social gathering limit, but you still see a lot of people that are congregating. Who enforces that, or is it like, well, you know, I said it and forget it?
Set it and forget it.
Really? Really?
That's a good one. I'm gonna quote that, Bree. Can I put that on my Twitter?
I believe that's also copyrighted by some infomercial, maybe, but we'll look it up.
But it's usually set it with a S-E-T. Set it and forget it. But Bree with the little it's S-A-I-D. Set it and forget it. Even got Francis. Francis like, I don't know where to go after that.
Well, that's really true. That's one of those things we need to remember, that the beaches are for individual use only, and it should not be. There should be no crowding, and actually they should be sent home. Whoever's implementing that, it would be nice to call the Joint Information Center number, and maybe they would provide us and guide us to who and who would be the best agency to look for that. 478-0208.
Right, and I think, Francis, the problem is that we said individual use, but now everybody is going and they're using the beach individually, but there's just so many, I'm assuming, different groups of 10, right? So
yes, that's really true, Chris. Yeah. So with that, please, folks, if ever you're planning to use the beach, please, let's have it for individual use only. Okay. And we prevent crowding, because it's very important that we go to our normal lives and to go on what we should be doing. So please, if ever you see this, please don't forget to call the Joint Information Center.
But do they work on weekends?
Oh, that's a good question, Sabrina. I may not be able to give an answer to that question.
Sabrina got the good questions this morning, huh, Francis?
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, my gosh.
Everybody calling in, heads up. Sabrina's got the good questions today. Oh, there goes half her calls. I better not call.
Okay, so Francis, we talked about the businesses that are now reopened on a limited capacity, but there were also the other businesses that were in the advisory under the Para Hinemlo plan, and those included the gyms, the spas, the golf courses, the bingo halls. So how does that work? Are they each going to have to send in their plans to public health, or just as long as they meet these guidelines that you have here from public health?
Yeah, with regards to that, they should also coordinate with the Guam Chamber of Commerce. For other information, yes. They should be guided by the industry, particularly the Guam Chamber of Commerce, for that purpose, other than submitting to us whatever plans do they have. Yes, Sabrina.
Okay, but we don't know if any of them are open, or is it the governor who has to make that announcement? All gyms are now approved to be open?
Yes.
Or do they just open on their own?
No, definitely. They need to coordinate with the Guam Chamber of Commerce to be guided accordingly. And yes, definitely, it should be coming from the governor's executive order on those what is listed to open.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you, Francis, for bringing a little bit of sunshine into our studio on this gloomy Monday morning.
Oh, no, it's a very nice day today, Chris. And yes, we will be having a nice day today. It's a Monday. Even if it's raining, it's a nice day today. And, Chris, before I forget, may we also add us on our announcement that the Division of Environmental Health Processing Center will remain closed until further notice. As a result, applications for new and renewing health certificates will not be accepted and processed, but their health certificates expiring February 16, 2020 to May 22 will continue to be valid until further notice.
Okay. Well, you said that in the nicest way possible. He's like, guess what? We're not doing any more health certificates, and your health certificate's still going to be good until we say it's good.
Yes, it is.
Good job,
Thanks,
Francis.
Chris.
Okay.
And thank you, Chris and Sabrina, for allowing us, the Department of Public Health and Social Services Echo team, to be in your show. Thank you so much.
Thank
Amen.
you.
God bless you,
Thank you.
Francis.
Thank you, Chris. And have a nice day to both of you, and take care.
Take care.
Take care, Chris.
Okay.
Good morning, and wash your hands, Francis.
I will, Chris. I will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
There you go. That's Francis Esper from Public Health's Echo team. They're basically the education community outreach arm of the Department of Public Health and Social Services. 6:57. You know what is going on today?
What's going on today?
Election stuff. Politics.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right. So we're going to get Maria Pangolina from the Guam Election Commission, as they are about an hour away from opening up, and I think they're accepting packet drop-off or something like that. So we're going to get her on.
Accepting packets.